Welcome, race fans, to the SimRacingMania BTCC Championship. Um, Here at TRACKSVR, we are streaming this live. I was like, where'd you go? As you saw, those were the custom liveries that were submitted on time for this series. So thought we'd just give a nice little show off of all of them. And it looks like we got Colin going around doing some practice, and same with Andrew. Looks like Andrew and Colin are going to be using the same livery for this because Colin didn't get a livery in time. But with that being said, I'd like to thank our sponsor, the FN40s podcast, who has graciously sponsored the cars. We don't have the logo on yet because they got their sponsorship in after we had the livery submitted. We are, however, looking for a title sponsor. We will put your logo straight on smack dab middle of the hood of these cars. So you'll have 3 cars going around with your logo on it. If you would like to sponsor us, send an email to support@tracksvr.com and we can give you the sponsorship package and all that good stuff. And you guys can then chat with Howard, who is here, my co-host today.
Hello.
Looks like somebody was getting out of the way for Andrew there. I don't know who that was. Heard a lot of laughing out in the pit stall there. So as you will also notice, we have a new overlay for today's stream. So it's showing off our livery and all the different logos and stuff. Decided to spice things up a little bit for this series, upgrade a little bit from the F3s. Andrew with a little bit of a drift. So we're
We're gonna see a lot more of that. I think
There's
a
gonna be-
lot more drifts in this series. These are the perfect cars for it. So yeah, welcome everybody. I am super excited for this new championship. And yeah, just thanks to all our fans. If you're just happening upon us on the internet, then let us know and subscribe, like, go to our social media, do all the appropriate stuff. We'd love to see your comments. Let us know how you're feeling and what you think about our stream and our racing. I'm gonna turn it back over to Rick. I'll be in and out from time to time. I'll certainly be out in the pits as well, talking to the drivers between races and how they're doing, and just observing as well during the racing to see if we can find out how much how the drivers are doing, how their tires are wearing, and how the cars are going.
Andrew likes to drift and then cut out and escape back to the pit stall. So looks like the session's actually going to restart here pretty soon, I think, just because qualifying starts in about 30 seconds. Just going to go over the rules a little bit for this league. There is 3 races per round. So today we're at Silverstone National Track, which is actually a very fun track to drive on. There is 22 laps per race, so each race is going to be 22 laps, which is about 25 minutes per race, as they're doing about just under a minute per lap. So it's going to be 22 to 25 minutes, depending on all the shenanigans that happen. The drivers have to use 2 different tires over the course of the 3 races. So you have soft tires and medium tires for this race. Looks like we're just getting into qualifying now. You have to use the medium tires in at least 1 race. You don't have to use all 3 races. You just use it for 1 race. So example, you can go soft tires for race 1 and race 2, medium tires for race 3, or vice versa, whatever you want to do, and go from there.
You have to. Does this create a mandatory pit situation, Rick, at all, or?
No mandatory pits at all, as it's not like F1 where you have to use 2 different tire compounds per race. In this, it's just you have 3 races, you have 2 different tire compounds, you have to use the mediums in this race at least once. So I mean, if you wanted to, you could use them for 5 minutes at the beginning of race 1 and then use sauce for the rest of the 3 races, but you're going to have to pit, which is about 30 seconds you're going to lose on this track in the pit lanes. So I really wouldn't recommend pitting. But I feel like a lot of the guys are going to go softs for the first race, depending on where they qualify. And then they're going to go mediums probably for the second or third race just to see what happens. Points, top 15 drivers get points. So first place gets 20, second 17, then 15, 13, 11, so on and so forth, down to 15th. And then the grid. So after qualifying, race 1 is going to be based on your qualifying position. Race 2 is based off of finishing order of race 1. Race 3 is where things get a little bit complicated. So race 3 is based on finishing positions from race 2. However, there is a reverse grid. So basically what happens is the stewards are going to put the numbers from 6 to 12 into a hat or whatever they want to use, and they're going to randomly draw a number. So if they draw, say, 8, the top 8 drivers are reversed. If they draw 12, the top 12 drivers are reversed, and then the rest of the grid is put in order from where they finished in race 2. So race 3 is going to really shake up the standings and really shake up finishing order for everybody, as people are going to have to fight their way through the traffic. Then we also have success ballast, which is adding weight to the car depending on where you finish in each of the races. So, for the first race of today, because there is no standings points yet, because it's the first race, there is no ballast added for the first race. Second race, there will be ballast added to the top 10 cars. So first place will have a 60 kilogram ballast added. Second place will have 54, and down by 6 from there. So going into race 3, it doesn't carry over. It just if you started first in race 2, but you ended up, say, 8th in race 2 or whatever, your success ballast doesn't carry over from race 2 to race 3. You would get an 18 kilogram ballast instead of the 60. So it's just a way to change things up and go from there.
What is ballast, Rick, for those of our race fans who maybe don't understand that? Okay, I'll tell you. It's weight. They're adding weight to the cars, guys. So they're actually adding weight to the cars that are driving more successfully, thereby making it harder for them because they're carrying more weight. And of course, weight affects your speed and time.
Exactly. Also, just going to go over what these cars have in their engine bay. It's a 350 horsepower. I just looked it up. It's a 350 horsepower twin turbo. 2-liter turbocharged direct injection engine is what it is. So these cars don't have anywhere near the speed and the power of the F3 cars that Jack and Andrew just finished racing last week, which means the racing is going to be a lot closer. And like we mentioned last week, there's going to be a little more bangy with the drivers being so close and stuff. So it's going to make
bangy, smashy, smashy.
It's going to make for some very interesting, very, very interesting racing. We like to shout out Cliff Van de Ven, who may or may not be watching. We don't know. Apparently, he may have or may not have gotten a little bit drunk from watching the football matches this morning. I know England played, so I'm not sure who he's cheering for. I'm assuming it'd be the Netherlands, but I have no idea. Although over there, I know football is very, very popular. I know a bunch of my buddies have been watching it, and they're cheering on England today, just because a bunch of them are from England. So let's see if I can find Andrew or Jack. Looks like everybody's still out on the track. Leone San Marco. Oh, Tom. Okay, there we go. There's Andrew. Andrew, number 97.
95.
Oh, no. Just Jack. Jack's number 97. Andrew's number 95. Jesus, I can't even remember our own driver's numbers. That's not a good sign.
It's just the first stream on this championship for Rick. Come on. Give yourself a break, bud.
It's going to take me at least today's 3 races to remember the freaking driver numbers, because holy criminy. So it looks like so far, I'm just going to go over the provisional quality times here. Looks like Jack has come in to check out the stream. Looks like we got Colin, who has joined in this series. Colin's sitting P6 provisionally. Andrew is sitting P10. Where's Jack? Oh, Jack P32. Margarito. Yep. The margarita. Jax has expressed that he's only in this series just to have fun. These cars are a lot of fun to drive, so I definitely recommend trying them if you are on. This is just going to be the easier way while we're in qualifying to find out where everybody is here.
Well, any of our listeners who might want to come down and drive these cars, they could certainly request them here at TRACKSVR. We're at 65 Manitou Road Southeast, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. If you happen to be in the neighborhood, come on down. We'll see if you're good enough to get into our cars. No, I'm just kidding. All people are welcome to come drive down here.
Page up, page down, page up, page down.
Oh yeah, constantly back and forth. Yeah, that's gonna be. Quality's almost over. Looks like Andrew and Colin and Jack have all put in their times. Everybody gets 6 laps like we did in the F3 series. And Jack, is it 10 minutes of 10 minutes to do all 6 laps? 10 minutes to do your 6 laps. So yeah, so basically the same as the F3s. And like Jack has, I don't know if you guys heard, as Jack said, it's really only 4 flying laps because you have to count your out lap as a lap and your in lap as a lap. So those are 2 laps, and then you have your 4 flying laps. Most people will just put enough fuel in to do the 5 laps or whatever, go out and do their flying laps, and then park it for the end of the qualifying. So let's go on. I really like this livery. It is the Corolla DeVille livery, which is a little bit creepy, but at the same time, it's cool. That's Thomas Golab. He's actually like the director or he put together the series and stuff like that. So he's the main guy.
I think he's the race director for the series. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And he, as you can tell, he's pretty quick. He's 5th overall now. So I just want to find some cars driving on the track. Here we go. And these cars do not sound like little whiny bees like the F3s did. So I might in between races, I might turn up the volume so you guys can listen to the engine sounds. We do have different cars. We have a bunch of Vauxhalls, a bunch of Subarus. I think there's 1 or 2 Honda Civics. There's 1, maybe 2 Ford Focuses, I think. I don't think there's any Mercedes, and I don't think there's any MC9s, which were the 2 cars that I've driven before in other simulator games. Because I mean, Mercedes is Mercedes and MC9 is MC9. So I've driven all of them, obviously, but those are the only 2 cars that are not picked on this grid that I have actually driven in other sim racing games. So
I don't know if we have MC9 on our wonderful office table, our sound studio here at TRACKSVR. We have every. Colin actually designed our sound studio table for us, office desk, I guess you could call it. It has almost every racing manufacturer in the world on it. But anyways, we digress about that. It's a wonderful desk. We might take some selfies and put them up today just to show you guys. And sometime during this series, I think we're going to try taking some film of us while we podcast because we're so beautiful.
Yes, that is one of the many plans that I am trying to figure out for this season. So it looks like qualifying's over, so the server's going to probably kick a couple drivers out like it normally does. But let's just go over where everybody is going to be starting. So it looks like Colin got bumped down. He's now P9. We have Andrew. Where is he? I just seen him. Andrew is P11, and Jack is P33. So, I mean, the good thing is Jack's got lots of Jack will have lots of time to catch up. There's 22 laps, and I mean, in BTCC, anything can happen. People crash, people get spun, people punt each other off. It's pretty vicious BTCC sometimes. So we will see what happens. Looks like a bunch of people are just going out for warm-up. Everybody gets a 5-minute warm-up before the first race.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out to the pits and give the team a rah-rah sis-boom-bah. See if we can get some good performances out of today's drives. I'll see you guys from the pits at Lights Out.
Okay, guys, so warm-up is almost done here. We're just waiting for the for warm-up to finish, and then we're gonna get into the race. We're just riding on board with Colin at the moment. It's just warm-up, so but you guys can see how close the racing is gonna be. They're gonna be definitely gonna be like NASCAR, where rubbering is racing. So hopefully nobody gets punted off, but you never know. Shit happens. We're just figuring out our walkie situation here. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. Okay, so my walkie is as loud as it can go, so that means Howard can talk to me. Perfect. Howard is out in the pit lane, so he will be giving us our commentating from the pit lane. I'm going to turn myself down just a hair because I was peeking a little bit. Don't want to do that. I think you guys can hear the sound of the cars now. Remember, these are 350 brake horsepower turbocharged direct fuel injection cars, so they don't whine so much. I mean, the turbo whines a little bit, but they don't whine as much as an F3 car or Formula car does, that's for sure. Just so you guys know, this grid is actually way larger than the grid of the F3s. When we started the F3 season, we had, I think the first race was 34 cars. This race right now, we have 41 drivers. 41 drivers right now. There we go. Server's gonna reset here. Yeah, there we go. Everything's resetting. Go ahead, Howard.
So yeah, the drivers were just actually talking about 41 drivers. It's going to be an interesting playing field. Is generally the comment on that. We'll see how that all goes. It's going to, especially in this first race, and perhaps through these first races, it's going to be people finding where they're comfortable with the other drivers. So. Yeah, the drivers are aware they've got a huge field to deal with. This is fairly typical for the first race of each season, but they are ready to go. And we're just getting ready for formation lap, I think, and lights out.
Alright, so here we go to grid, guys. Here we go.
Lights out, lights out.
Race on. For some reason, that doesn't look like 40 cars. Oh, we got a couple cars. Oh, there we go. Yep, this series, there is no formation lap. It is straight green light, straight to go, so.
So ignore the fact I just said there'll be a formation lap, of course.
Looks like everybody got a clean getaway for the most part. A couple cars, oh geez, lots of cars going wide. This is what happens when you have a 40 car grid, guys. That's a little bit hectic. Let's go up. Let's go all the way up. Jack has made it up to 31st at the moment. He's in the middle of the pack, so let's we're gonna go up and see how Andrew and Colin are doing in a second here. The racing's gonna be super close all the way around. Oh, Jack got a little bit of a tap. Holy chaos, chaos, chaos.
Chaos. Chaos at the corner, guys. Chaos at the corner. Jack's back on. He's recovered nicely.
There is Colin and Andrew right there, 2 spots apart.
So Jack
Looks
did
like
get
the
some
front of the
damage.
pack's got a little less chaos going on.
Jack did get some damage. Nothing that that he has to go in the pits for.
And it looks like Andrew has passed Colin. Oh, looks like the leader's going in turn 1 here. Oh, Andrew and Colin both getting squirrely on that curb. Coming into turn 2. Quick left kink into turn 3, which is a long right-hander, long slow right-hander, leading out of the main straight. That's a really nice shot of all the cars coming down the back straight there. Oh, a little bit of slide going into corner 4. Turn 5, yeah. Into turn 6. Four laps completed. We have 18 laps to go. Yeah, it looks like the pack is starting to thin out a little bit here, so racing should be a little bit cleaner, but still gonna be some pushing and shoving. Ooh, there's a leg spike. Nothing major though. Let's go back. Looks like Colin's lost another spot. We're gonna hop all the way back to Jack here. Where is he? There he is. There's our boy Jack. Don't mind the big massive sign in our way. Jack's got a nice little battle going on here with another Subaru and a Vauxhall behind him.
Yeah, I watched Jack actually tangle with those two cars. He's had some back and forth. He was up a place there for a bit, and then it just these corners are you know a bunch of lines you can take through them. So Jack's in a real good battle here right now.
Jack's still up 31st, so he's still gained 2 spots, even with that spin earlier in the race. But he's doing good. Like I said, all these cars are evenly matched. It all comes down to the tune setup and driver skill at this point. And as you can see, they're on different tire compounds. I do believe Jack is on the medium, so he's going to be a little bit slower than some of the other drivers who are on the softs. And we got Andrew on softs and Colin on softs. So Jack getting the option tires out of the way early so he can stay on the softs for the next 2 races, which will be, I'm going to say it'll probably be advantageous for him, but we will see how it goes. BTCC always leads into some interesting racing, and all the different rules definitely make it a lot more competitive. So this championship, hopefully one driver doesn't just drive away with the championship and the rest of the drivers are left catching up. So we will definitely be watching and waiting. So that car behind Jack is on the soft tires, which, as you can tell, he's got a little more grip, can carry a little more speed through certain corners just because of the extra grip from the soft tires. But Jack is doing a very good job at holding him off. The battle's getting really tight between these two. Jack's really holding him off good. He's really doing a good job at defending his line, even though he's got the harder compound on. So he's only about, I think it's only about half a second in these cars, if that, from mediums to softs. But it's definitely a difference, especially when it's lap to lap. It's definitely different racing. So yeah, he's going to come on the inside. Oh, Jack with a little bit of a drift. A little bit wide. And now he's got a Vauxhall to deal with behind him. Although he is doing a good job of hanging out and keeping up with the Subaru on the soft tires, so. Oh, that Vauxhall with a little bit of a slide coming out of turn 1. Really love BTCC racing. The driving is so close. Jack going up the inside. That almost got sketchy. Good job from both drivers to make sure they don't touch each other. That sounded wrong. Make sure they don't take each other out. We'll go with that. Much better line coming through turn 5, I think. Turn 6, and then a little kink at the end. Turn 6 is like a double apexer. These cars you kind of want to stay nice and tight all the way around, and then come down to this kink, turn 6 or 7. Looks like... Okay, cool. And it looks like we got some new merch in down here, so I'm going to be picking out a picture here. I'll probably put it up for race 2 just because I can... I don't want to fiddle around with the race. Ooh, that Vauxhall goes all over the place in turn 2. Loses all kinds of time trying to keep up with Jack. Looks like Jack is starting to lose a little bit of ground to the Subaru on the soft tires, but that's kind of to be expected with softer and faster tire compounds. So it looks like that the other Subaru got a little bit better drive out of turn 3 coming up behind Jack, but Jack's doing a very good job of hanging in there nice and tight. He's up into 30th now, so he hasn't lost any spots. He's gained 3.
Tire management is a lot different in these cars as well, Rick, just because the weirdly worn rubber happens a lot easier. These guys are drifting a lot more. As you know, we've talked about this before, and anybody who's been down, if you're drifting, you're losing rubber, speed, and time. But yeah, it is going to wear these tires. So I think tire management might play a case with some of the guys with soft rubber tires on.
Yes, the medium tires are definitely going to outlast the soft tires in a 22-lap race. As Howard said, these guys are drifting and spinning a little bit more, and a lot of the cars are... The only car in this series that is rear-wheel drive is the Subaru. The rest of the cars are all front-wheel drive, so the front tires of the front-wheel drive cars are going to take... Oh, with the Subaru getting a big spin going in, touching that curb. Very well done to keep it nice and straight. Good recovery by that driver. Very, very good. But like I was saying, the medium tires are going to outlast the soft tires. So a lot of these drivers, I would say a good portion of the field for this first race, I would say probably 80% of the field for this first race is on the softs, with only about 10 drivers, if that, 8 or 10 drivers on the medium tires. So these 8 or 10 drivers that are using the medium tires are getting them out of the slower tire compound out of the way race 1 so they can be on the faster, softer compound race 2 and 3. How that's going to play out, we will have to wait and see how that plays out. We're just going to pop on board with Andrew here quick. They're all the way up here. Andrew is up into P6. Oh, Colin with a big drift around turn 1. And here is Andrew. Andrew is all the way up. Where is he? He's up into P5 now, so he's making a charge. He's on the soft tires, so he has to... He's got a battle with these faster drivers up here with the soft tires too. Looks like that. I think that's an M9, that blue and white car in front of Andrew. But other than that, doing a very good job. Pop back with Colin here. There he is. Having a good battle. Colin's having a good battle for 6th at the moment. And Andrew's up into P4 now. He's just passed another car, so Andrew's making a push. Andrew is making a push. This is always gonna... Let's see how he sends it up the inside here. Yep, he's gonna have the not so good line. Comes in for the cutback. Oh, gets pinched. That's gonna lose him some time. Probably lose him another place too. Yep. Definitely lost a place, but that's okay. He's still up in P5. That's better with the Vauxhall sending up the inside. Oh, holding his line. Yeah, park that car in the apex. These cars, the biggest thing, the drivers are going to have to park their cars on the apex and make their cars as wide as possible, just because a little mistake can cost you a lot more than they could in the F3s. Just because the cars are a little bit slow, or a little bit, they're way slower. They're only reaching speeds of 136 miles an hour instead of like 160 miles an hour. So I mean, that's quite a bit slower in my opinion. Just for all those people that want to know, that's speeds of like 220 kilometers an hour compared to 300 kilometers an hour in the F3s. So this is shaping up to be some very good, very tight, very close racing, which is much more fun to watch than just a couple cars drive away with the championship like they do in the Formula cars. So back on board with Jack here at the back. Oh, locks up his Subaru locked up their brakes, pushed Jack a little bit wide. Yeah, no, that definitely was not very nice, as Howard said. Very, very tight battle going in. This is a Subaru battle for 29th, I think. So we have a four-way Subaru battle racing for 9th place at the moment. And Jack is doing a very good job of keeping up with these guys on the soft tires, even though he's on the mediums, which are, like I said, about a half second slower. So the tire degradation is going to start showing here pretty quick. We got about 7 laps left. 7 or 8 laps left. So Jack is doing a very good job of hanging on. He's still up two positions, so he has gained 2 spots from the start of the race, which is great. Even if he loses a spot to this green and white Subaru behind him, which going into turn 2 and turn 3, he's not going to. Good job. Park on the apex. Very well done. He's still going to gain, and he's still going to be up 1 spot. So he'll be starting a spot or 2 farther forward in race 2 than he did for race 1.
Sounds good. Were you looking for me to comment there, Ricky? Am I looming over you, Rick? No, I just had I had business to do, Rick. So, yeah, there you go.
Business while streaming. I like it.
We've been quite busy with our merch. If you guys don't know, we've really stepped into a full good line of authentic F1 and other motorsport merchandise. Check out our social media and/or our website. We'll be getting many more pictures up of some of our different items in the coming days, weeks, and months. I'll just say that.
At some point. Jack goes a little bit
in the
wide.
future.
Jack's a little bit wide in turn 3, loses that spot to the orange or the green and white Subaru with a good late on the brakes. That was actually a really good corner, but he had to lock up a little bit because the car was that green and white car was a little bit slow going into turn 5 and 6.
Yeah, brake checked them. This is going to be a lot more of what we see. What an interestingly different form of racing than our last league championship in the Formula cars.
That is a Polizia car, as you can see from the hood. That white one right there in the middle of your screen, that Vauxhall, is a Polizia car. I had to chuckle because I didn't expect to see a police car on the racetrack, but hey, whatever floats your boat as a livery.
Cops think they can go fast too.
They try. Right on board with Colin for a second here. He's in a good little 5-way battle for what looks to be, I don't know, because it looks like they've come up to traffic, but I'm not sure. I think it's the battle for 6th, and I think they've come into traffic. And because these cars are at such close speeds, because they're all basically the same engine, passing lapped cars is a royal pain in the butt, unless they move out of your way from a blue flag. These cars do have headlights, and they do have horns. So I'm just surprised I haven't heard Andrew honking his horn or flashing the headlights. I haven't seen Colin flashing the headlights yet, so I'm sure we'll see that or hear that at one point during these 3 races. Andrew has warned me that he will probably be using his horn a lot in this series, so we will see. As you can see, there's
a good shot of the Vauxhall, yeah. Anybody who's driven with Colin in a race before will know he applies liberal use of headlight flashing when he thinks you're in his way.
Especially if you're slower than him. But it looks like, I can't tell. I don't think this is race. I think one of these cars is not in position, is not racing for position. Because he's only got, he's in 7th, Andrew's in 5th. So technically one of these cars should be Andrew if this was battle for 5th. So that's what I'm thinking. One of the cars is a lapped car that just hasn't respected blue flags yet. But we will see at the end of the race because this is the battle.
Nice pass. Oh, is he gonna get it? Yeah. There. Oh, this guy's like, no.
These guys are doing good. I don't even know. It looks like that guy's on wet tires because he's got the green stripe, which is wet tires on these cars. Purple, just so you guys know, purple is softs, yellow is mediums. I'm not sure what hards are yet, but we'll find out next week. And then greens are traditionally wet or intermediate. So I don't know how he's driving on the wet tires, unless it's a glitch in the game and they're supposed to be mediums. Yeah, they gotta get this draft down the straight. The draft in these cars definitely makes a difference. It's like 2/10 or something.
Like we've got another weird livery glitch on one of these cars here as well, Rick.
I think, yeah, there's been a lot of that where it looks like cars are in certain spots. I'm thinking Colin is actually battling. Oh, Andrew has dropped back to 7th or to 6th. That's yeah, we got some glitches going on here. Because where is Andrew?
Looks like we also have some DNFs.
Yeah, we've got 2 so far. We've got one guy that's 5 laps down, one guy that's 2 laps down, and 4 people that are 1 lap down. So it looks like we are officially coming into lap traffic. Colin does seem to be having a little bit of issue, and it looks like I can't find Andrew's. Oh no, there's Andrew. Yeah, we're on board with Andrew at the moment. Jesus, that's why I couldn't figure it out. Colin needs to get his own livery because he's confusing me. So we've been riding on board with Andrew. I apologize to everybody. Andrew is in a 4-way battle for 3rd. That blue car with the headlights on is 3rd place. So that's how close Andrew is to 3rd place. And it looks like this is going to be last lap. Looks like this is going to be, yeah, looks like this is going to be last lap. Jack is back up to 31st here. Looks like he's got a really close battle. Let's go back and hop on board with him as the car hops over the curbs. Literally does a nosedive. There's Jack there. This is his last lap. He's doing a good job holding off. Oh, he might get 1 more lap. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, he's gonna get 1 more full lap as the leaders just finished their last lap now by the looks of it. So. Yep, those white flashing boards mean last lap. So Jack is officially on his last lap here. Oh.
Little wide in that corner Jack went, but he's still going to finish in a reasonable spot, 3 places ahead of where he started, and that'll move him up. Nice job by Andrew and Colin. And if you go on board with Andrew and Colin, Rick, you'll see they're driving together, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, Jack still finished P30, yeah.
All right, good job to all our drivers.
Yeah, let's go hang out if I can find them.
Yeah, they're hitting each other right now. So well raced by all our drivers.
They're spun out on the road, so. well raced. Looks like we had a bunch of DNFs. Jack did finish P30, so he gained 3 spots. Andrew finished P6 and Colin finished P7. So all 3 drivers gaining places, which means they're all going to start where they finished. However, Andrew and Colin are now going to have ballast applied to their cars. So Andrew's going to have 30 kgs and Colin's going to have 24 kgs, which is going to slow them down. I don't think it's going to be a lot with that much. Probably a couple tenths. It'll slow them down, but it's not going to be huge. We got a quick warm up here, so I'm just gonna play our little 15-second ad for you guys, and I'm gonna do some adjustments, get the picture of the new merch up.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TRACKSVR. We have 12 full motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TRACKSVR.
All right, guys, here we are back. Back after it's just warm up is just ending. I apologize for my stuttering. I'm just all for a loop with all this new stuff I'm trying out here. As you can see, the hat that we got, the new hat is a McLaren hat. It's actually very nice. It's way nicer in person than it is in picture. I will say that right now. I'm actually tempted to buy it for myself. The price for this one for anybody in, make it a little bit bigger here before the race starts. The price for this hat is $89.95. So if you would like to purchase it, I think we have brought in about 3 of them, I believe. So if you want to come on down to TRACKSVR here in Calgary, Alberta, 625 Manitou Road, we definitely have it. We'll have it available for you guys to purchase, along with many other McLaren hats. We got Mercedes, we got Red Bull, we have AlphaTauri, which are very nice hats. I have one of them. We have Ferrari, bunch of Ferrari. Go ahead, Howard. All right, looks like we're into another warm-up session here, guys. So take this time, go to have a pit stop. I might go have a pit stop myself here quick. Let's just put us on board with one of the drivers here. Let's just pick a random one. Oh, I take it back. We're going to race now. They have decided to start right at the race. Let's go on board with Andrew to start this race. We went on board with Jack last race. We'll go on board with Andrew this race for the first couple laps. Just waiting. I can hear them all out there talking. There is about 30 seconds until race starts, so we're just waiting for everybody to get on the grid. Andrew's out there right now. I just heard Jack say, all right, ready, time for round 2. Oh, they restarted the race server here, so we're waiting for everybody to hop back in. I gotta repick Andrew to ride on board with because everything's getting all foobarred here. Okay, what are they doing? They're going back to a warm-up. All right.
Sounds like an ish you, Rick, not an ish me.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what's going on right now. They're having quite the issues by the looks of it. There we go. Zoom out. What's up?
I'm just going to check my audio here. It looks like my audio level is pretty good. I had a comment that I might be muted. I'm not muted for long, though.
Howard's never muted.
Been down to TRACKSVR and met me. You guys all know I like to talk. I like the sound of my own voice. It is good. I do have a crooner voice.
So it looks like we're having, I don't know if they're having issues putting the ballast on the cars or what is going on, but it looks like we're back into another warm-up so that the server hosts can figure things out. Technical difficulties are always one of those things we have to deal with in esports. So we do appreciate SimRacingMania putting on this series for our drivers to race in. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure a lot of the other drivers do as well. And we understand all the hardships that go in with technical difficulties that happen in anything esports wise. So just bear with us while we let these guys figure things out. I'm just gonna ride on board with the car here, just so we're not looking at nothing. We've got to get a little bit of action. People spinning all over the place already, and it's just warm up. So
Yes, it is a lot of work. I remember from last season's F3, we had one episode where we talked a lot about what athletes these guys are. But behind the scenes, just like in any athletic pursuit, is the coaches and the people putting on the races. And there's a lot of not just software and hardware work to be done, but just a lot of work in setting everything up and making sure rules are even across the board, and that just being able to stream out onto the internet like this is take some resources. So have some respect, have some patience, and understand, just like us guys, the SimRacingMania does a lot of work to put these on, and we of course thank them for all their hard work behind the scenes, and we love you.
all right, looks like we are officially getting ready to go to race. 1 minute until everybody's going to be on track. Looks like everybody's in their proper positions this time. Yes, looks like everything is good to go. Like I said, we're going to ride on board with Andrew for the first few laps of this race, because we rode on board with Jack last race, and then we'll swap to Colin at the end of, or for race 3, kind of give each driver a little bit of time for their first couple laps, see how hectic it is, because we all know first laps are insane. As you block my face, we're just taking some selfies here, and Howard decided to try to block my face with his arms, so head on over to why are you zooming in? Head on over to our Instagram at TRACKSVR to check out these fantabulous selfies that Howard just took. Yeah, we got some good selfies. Awesome. All right, here we go. Lights out, lights out. Here we go. Race, race, race. Looks like Andrew had a good start. Howard's just hopping on into the pit lane here just to see what's going on. Colin and Andrew both having a good start this race. Colin seems to have had a much better start than he did the first race. Looks like Colin is on the mediums for race 2. Andrew going with the softs for race 2. I'm going to see what... And then it should be... Jack should be on the... Jack had a wicked start. Jack is all the way up into P25. He gained 5 spots before corner 4. So very well done on his part. Full sending, I'm sure. he's got the grips with the cars now. He's feeling a lot more confident, which is good to see. If I go a little bit quiet for the stream, guys, I'm just posting these pictures that Howard just took to our Instagram page. So head on over, check them out. Bunch of goofballs that we are.
Yeah, Jack had a very good start. He's really in this in the middle of the 20th to 30th mix. Lots of communication between Andrew and Colin. Looks like that's working out well for both of them. Although it looks like Colin's dropped off. Not sure what's happened there. Andrew's in this mix. Oh man, he really is pushing for this race to get a slightly better result. But he's up there with all the good competitors. So we'll see how he can do. He's getting the draft down the straight, and here comes Jack. Same thing. Yeah. Oh, Jack's gained another couple of spots. So we're getting some really good racing out of our competitors here, guys.
looks like Colin has picked up a couple of the spots that he did lose. I looked up at the screen for half a second and he just disappeared. There was like 8 cars between him and Andrew. He looks like he's really pulled that spot back up, which is great. Looks like Jack's all the way up at P23. Guys, I gotta go right on board with Jack for a bit. He's doing a phenomenal race right now. We gotta go right on board with him for a bit. There's our boy Jack. Really throwing it around this corners, really making these guys know what he's up to. Oh, you hear a little bit of banging. That's cars bumping into each other.
Andrews had a big spin. He got hit from behind and has dropped right down. So yeah, big trouble for Andrews. So looks like he's all the way back where Jack is. So Jack and Andrew are gonna try and work together to help Andrew gain some spots back here. Good communication between Andrew and Jack here. Andrew did get some damage out of that spin and hit on the wall, but he's driven, he's determined. He's no F's given. I think on Andrew's part here, he's gonna get some of these spots back.
Yeah, Andrew is definitely pretty good at full sending it, so we'll see how things go. Jack, a little bit of a lockup going in turn 2 there, turn 3 actually, but doing a very good job. Jack all the way up in P22 or P24. Colin is still hanging out in P7 with a 2-second gap to the car in front. And Andrew's just got to do his best now. Like I said, all these cars are evenly paced, so it's all going to be about driver skill at this point. So to help him move up the pack, he does have ballast, remember, so he is going to be a little bit slower than some of the other cars as well. So. I don't know what happened there, but Jack just got literally pushed right off the track by that red car who gave like no shit at all. Another one right there in front of Jack. Like these guys just have like racing is just out the window.
They're really aggressive. Both our drivers have been taken off track by hits, and I'm not sure. We'll probably have to sort it out after this first series of races with some penalties and whatnot. But right now, it seems like some of these guys are learning how to drive on a track with other cars.
I think that's an understatement. I think they're just learning how to drive, because that is even like on track and on a road. I mean, yeah, on a real road, you're not going this fast, but you're still driving side by side with other cars. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be in a race car. But Jack is looks like Jack's having a decent, he's back down at P30, but we know that he can get up there and fight with the guys in the middle of the pack, P24 and stuff, so that's good. Andrew has made his way back up to P19 after falling all the way back down to P23, so all of our drivers are having a little bit of issues from the rest of the grid not fighting fair, to say the least.
There should be some sanctioning. I mean, I know this is all for fun, but still, that's pretty egregious. They got taken from behind and pit maneuvered both times. So that's any form of racing. That's a penalty sanctioned kind of a move. So yeah, these guys are just going to drive the best they can to finish out the race. You can really see Jack's performance on softs in this race, though. They seem to suit him a lot more.
Yeah, and that's going to be another thing that Andrew has positive with is he's got the softs and he's got 4 cars in front of him that are on the mediums, so he is going to be quicker just in that regard. Although the ballast he has is probably going to even out the difference in speeds, but we will see how Jack and Andrew both persevere after that spin. Jack is up in the P29 now. He has gained another spot. Andrew's up in the P17, so both Jack and Andrew are really fighting. Looks like Collins lost a place, so all 3 drivers are really being pushed to the limits today and tested mental wise to not get frustrated and keep the car on the track and push through regardless of what happens. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah, these guys are getting elbows out because they're tired of being pushed around here. So, yeah, they're gonna have to keep their patience, keep their consistency, and just race their own races. Ooh, man, that's another another incident almost happened there. Good avoidance. Let's hope we can finish this race out without any more incidents.
Yeah, and we got 13 laps left. Andrew has his headlights on, probably so that I can tell that it's actually him. You probably saw Colin out there in the distance over the wall as they come around turn 4 into turn 5 here. Andrew really putting the pressure on coming into turn 6. It's going to be a drag race into turn 1, and let's see what happens. Is Andrew going to full send it right up the inside, or is that blue and white Subaru going to defend? Looks like Andrews wasn't quite close enough to send it, but kept it nice and clean. He's actually going to be able to carry more speed through that first corner because he didn't touch the curb on the outside. So definitely getting a better run with that blue and white Subaru going wide on turn 3. Andrew just got a little bit too much grass. Now the drag race into turn 4. Subaru versus Subaru. Yeah, we got some major livery glitching going on. Andrew on the outside, turn 4. He's going to have the better line going into turn 5. Oh, it's a little bit slippery. Yeah. Park that car on the apex. Very well done. Very well done by Andrew. Very, very well done. That is for P15. And Jack is P29. So Jack's doing very good. He's slowly progressing, slowly learning the car a little bit more every time he goes around the track. Considering it's way different to drive these than it is an F3 car, which he loves driving Formula cars. It's his specialty down here. So getting into these cars is a little bit different for him, but he is learning the car very well and really getting a handle on it. It's just unlucky he's been punted off. Spun in the first race on lap 1 and literally pushed straight off track in this race. So he's doing very good. He's not getting hard on himself, and he's just pushing through and persevering. So,
just so you all know, our stream wizard and play-by-play specialist Rick here is quite the sim racer himself. So I want all you guys to know that the only reason Rick isn't racing in this series, because he is a bit of an expert in touring cars, is I told him he had to do this.
That's actually quite literally true, as I have to stream, not race. So, but it's all good. Like Howard said, I'm a sim racer too. I come from a background of Forza and ACC, and now I do R Factor too since I work here. So, lots of different sims I've raced on, and lots of experience. Been doing it for like 3 years, so. Lots of experience down here at TRACKSVR. Lots of us can help you. Every one of us can help you out, no matter where you are, no matter what track it is. So come on down, get some coaching, get quicker, and maybe we'll see you guys out on the track too.
My name's still on the leaderboard too, guys. Even the old man has a couple of good times. My specialty tends to be touring cars, both these and certainly grand touring cars, GT cars, both GT3 and GTE. But I love all forms of racing, and if you want, challenge me to a race sometime.
Hell, challenge any of us to a race. Any of us will accept. We all love it. Like I said, Jack is the Formula guy, so definitely if you do Formula One stuff, definitely give Jack the challenge. He'll really show you how to drive these cars. Anything. Andrew is pretty much an all-rounder. He can drive just about anything. And me and Howard are the touring cars. I like the lower-powered ones a little bit more. They tend to be my specialty. I tend to be faster in the slower cars, more competitive in the slower cars. But I can drive. I like driving any GT car just because they're a lot more fun than driving Formula stuff for me anyway. But everybody's got their specialties, so we're all good. Looks like Andrew's really putting on the pressure to that Pizza King car of Heath Johnson, one of the Americans in this series. It's funny because there actually are a couple of. There's 3 Canadians: Jack, Andrew, and Colin, that we know of. And then Heath Johnson is an American, and
Also, Tom
Donahue, who actually raced with us with Andrew and Colin in our WSCC league that they raced in a couple months ago. So we've got a lot of guys starting to get into it from North America here, not just all the Europeans, which is good to see. It's starting to catch on over here and not just being a focus of Europe. So we love to see all the people come out and do this. I am actually going to hop on board here. I know Andrew's in a good race. I want to hop on board with the other 2 drivers. We'll just go up front with Colin here for a bit. Oh, he's out in the middle of nowhere. He's in no man's land. No draft. A big pack of cars behind him. So as long as he can keep some distance to those cars behind, they won't be able to catch him. But he's got to also push to try to catch the group in front, which is P5 to P1. So all that battling for P6, and they've lost some distance to the lead group cars here. I'm gonna pop on back to Jack. There's Andrew. Looks like Andrew got spun again by the looks of it. He's down in the P19 now. So he's just not having any of it, because there's the Pizza King car, King Pizza car, all the way down at the bottom of the screen there. Let's go back and find Jack. I know he's making up some spots. Did I go past him? Yeah, I did. There he is, right there. Yep, split for our TRACKSVR car. Beautiful. That bright orange monster coming out from behind these 2 white cars. 2 Vauxhalls, I do believe, actually.
Hey guys, if you're watching and looking at our stream and seeing our cars on social media, let us know what you think about these liveries. We think they're spectacular. Again, like we said at the start of the stream, we are looking for a title sponsor. Your logo could go right on our hood. So if any business owners out there or people interested in marketing with us, get a hold of us at support@tracksvr.com, or get a hold of me via social media, and we can certainly talk. Man, what?
Oh, good
a little
job,
bit,
Jack.
little chippy.
Oh, he's gonna get pushed. Yeah, these guys just have no driver awareness. They have no spatial awareness at all, which is one of the things we teach down here. I mean, sometimes we look the other way if it's whatever, we don't care. But we do teach spatial awareness. It is one of the big things. That was actually a really nice drift, coming up and kissing the bumper of that car in front. Very well done. This is the battle for P29 here with this red, blue, and white Britain liveried car. So Jack's got to really put on the pressure. His tires might be screaming at him now. We do have 5 laps left, so the tires are going to be hurting a little bit. Colin is still up in P6. He is gaining a little more of a gap to the cars behind, to that pack behind that we saw earlier, but he's still got a 7-second gap to 5th place. So that pack up front of 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then 2nd is kind of in no man's land, and 1st place has run away with 1st place. Unless they really screw up, they got about a 3-second gap to 2nd place. So Jack's doing very good at keeping up with these guys. He was really struggling in the early practice when they first decided to enter this league, but it's good to see that his practice has paid off, and he's actually handling the car way better than he was in his first few laps. So practice always makes perfect. Little bit of a leg spike there. Don't know where that came from. It could be because there's so many cars on the track. The server's lagging quite a bit, especially all the custom liveries making issues. So that's a really nice shot watching the cars come down the main straight there. Around turn 1. Then you got the little straight before turn 2, which is this little kink left-hander into the hard braking zone at turn 3. Jack locks the brakes. The big skid mark all the way down. Keep it nice and tight, narrow, and then come out nice and wide of the middle of the track. Stay in that slipstream all the way down. Might not seem like these cars can get that much of a slipstream because they're so wide and so heavy, but they do get quite a big slipstream if you're right there. Going to turn 4, and then coming around the slow turn 5.
Yeah, you really have to be about 3 car lengths at most to catch full effect on that slipstream. But it is quite substantial at that 3 car lengths. So, and you can really feel it. Those cars will tow you right along.
Little update on positions. Colin's still in P6. He's got the same gap. I think he's just holding his position. He's got the same gap to the car behind, the same gap to the car in front. So I think he's just holding his position. Andrew's all the way up into P17 now. And Jack is still fighting for P29, which is actually going to be a battle for P28 pretty soon. As that red and blue white Britain car is P28. The white Vauxhall right there at the bottom of the screen is for P27. So this is going to end up being a 5-way battle for the last 2.5 laps for P27. So yeah, tires are starting to go. Jack's starting to slide a little bit more than he wants to, but that's what happens when your tire grip just decides to go.
Yeah, tire management on the softs is a bit of a, not an issue, but it's a big management thing when you're on these softs. I did go out and see that the tires are wearing pretty quick, and our good old weirdly worn rubber will be on all of our cars at this point.
Yeah, these cars, the weirdly worn rubber on these cars is a lot different than the weirdly worn rubber in the F3 cars. That Arcturus, that really nice deep blue and gold car, is the one that Jack had in his final battle at Imola last week in the F3s. So these two very familiar with each other, very familiar with the driving styles. Both are very clean. Oh, looks like a car's been off into turn 6 or into turn 5. That's going to give Jack a place, I do believe. Nope, that looks like that's a lapped car. Never mind, that is a slow Subaru. So this is going to be, looks like we got 2 laps left. Yeah, the leader just come across the finish line now to start lap 22. So we will be finishing this up right quick here. Jack is doing very well at hanging with these guys right on the bumper of that tag Vauxhall car livery. Doing a very good job. Oh, a little bit late on the brakes. That was unfortunate. Just a little bit late on the brakes. Nothing Jack could do there. Let's go on board. This is Andrew. Andrew's up in P17. He's got to make a push. This is P16 right in front of him. Colin has finished P6. Unless he royally bins it here, he's going to finish P6. Andrew, P17, possibly P16. Getting a little bit hairy going in that corner. Coming around corner 5. Well done. Well done from all drivers. That's the checkered flag waving there. Andrew in a P16. Looks like Andrew finished P16. Colin finished P6. And we had Jack. Looks like Jack finished P31. 31. It's just all the cars are kind of loading out at the same time. So it looks like Jack P31 after that spin at the end. That's not a bad finish. It's not going to be what he wanted, but nonetheless that's better than nothing. Considering, I mean, all things considered, him and Andrew both got spun out so many times, both of them getting pushed off the track, and all that stuff. So I mean, that you can't give them any hardships. None of that was their fault. So very good race by both of them. We're gonna go to quick intermission here between race 2 and 3, and I'm gonna go have my pit stop because I gotta take a massive pit stop here. But we'll go to intermission and we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes here.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TRACKSVR. We have 12 full motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TRACKSVR.
All right, guys. I just had my pit stop. Just went out and chatted with the drivers. Well, with the two that I could because they're here, Andrew and Jack, and both of them are a little bit frustrated going into this next race. Andrew more so than Jack, I think, but it's a matter of mentality at this point. And I know Andrew is going to be frustrated because he got punted out. He got punted and spun, so it's like, if you don't know how to drive, you shouldn't be driving in a competitive league like this. Yes, it's all for fun, but a lot of these guys do take it seriously. I know when I race competitively, I do take it seriously, and when you get spun out, it's not fun for you. As you can see, we got about 10 seconds of warm up left. I'm just gonna go on board with a car that's driving around the track so that we actually have something to look at instead of just parked cars. But both drivers are heading into race 3 with some good attitude. They've had their pit stops. They're going to be going out. The only driver out of our 3 cars, here we go. Turn that down. Sorry, my bad. The only driver out of our 3 drivers that's going to have ballast this race is going to be Colin, as he's the only one that finished in the top 10. Let's find... I'm actually going to go on board. I kind of want to go on board with Andrew this race, or for the first little bit of this race, just because. And it looks like they are doing a reverse top 7. So Colin is actually going to be starting 2nd place. So we'll go on board. We'll go on board with him for a lap or 2, see what happens, and then we'll go back to the other 2 to see, because that's where all the racing is going to be happening, unless Colin gets dive bombed first corner of this of race 3. Hopefully he doesn't. We don't want that to happen to him. We don't want it to happen to anybody, but being a driver that's all the way up in P2, we kind of really don't want it to happen to them, because that's the worst feeling. You're on a podium and you get taken out. Yeah, it's not fun. Trust me. Colin with a really bad start. I don't know what happened there. Lost like 3-6. He's gonna lose like 7 places. Yeah, Colin down to P. Did he? He's real. I don't know if he's struggling or what's going on, but he's down into P10 already after that. Andrew is all the way up into P14 now. I'm just going to stay on with Colin for the rest of this lap, just see what happens. He's down into P11, so I don't know if he's... Whoa! That guy didn't even touch anybody. Sorry, I don't mean to stutter, but that kind of really threw me off. That guy didn't touch anybody, and he spun himself right out. So if he puts a steward inquiry out, that's his own fault. As we did not... Nobody touched him. He just spun. So it looks like Colin had a really poor start. BTCCs aren't really Colin's strong suit. He's a GT guy, Grand Touring guy. It doesn't like front wheel drive, even though he is driving a rear wheel drive car. He really doesn't like it. You can see Andrew with his headlights on. Thank you, Andrew. I'm going to have to thank him after this race to let me know that it is him with the headlights on. That has got to be the easiest way for me to figure out who is who when they're in the exact same livery. Oh, the Polizia car has gone way wide, extended that corner like a million miles, but nonetheless, all is well. Colin coming into turn 4. And then turn 5. Get on the power as early as you can. And power all the way down. Very well done. Let's go back to Andrew. It's not going to let me know who it is until they come across the line. There's Andrew right there with his headlights on. So Andrew had a really good start. Andrew's all the way up into P13. Jack had a wicked start too. I'm going to follow Andrew for 1 lap. Jack had a wicked start. He's up into P24. So Colin with the bad start. I'm going to assume it had to do with his ballast. He did get 54 kilograms of ballast being starting P2. So that's gonna hurt him lots. But I think he just had a really bad start. Wasn't paying attention because he lost like 4 spots before they even actually hit the start finish line. So
Nice drive by Andrew here.
yes, Andrew's doing very good. Jack's doing great too. We're just gonna finish this lap with Andrew, and then we're gonna pop back to Jack. Andrew's got to hold off. That's a massive pack behind him. Oh, hey, there is a Mercedes. That great car right there is a Mercedes.
Yeah, we do have a
Yay.
Mercedes in the pack.
All right, let's pop back to Jack here. There's another Polizia car. There's the Britain car. There's Jack. There he is. Up in the P24. He started P30 or P31, so he's made up 6 or 7 spots already, which is fantastic. And it looks like he made them all up in the first or second lap. So we're up on lap 4 right now. Jack's having a wicked drive. Andrew's having a wicked drive. Colin's got to battle back from his very poor start that he had. All those liveries are the same. Oh, here's that red car that took Jack out like 3 times last race. So let's hope he plays a little bit nicer this race. That is Stein Jorvad.
Thinking he's Swedish with the Swedish flag colors on it.
Yeah, he's got to be Swede. Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, did you see that, or was that just me? It looked like that Mercedes bounced off that R Factor 2 sign. That was just a...
Jack is in the pinball crew here. There's a lot of jostling going on. These guys are not giving a millimeter of space for him to drive.
No, I will say this though, that the Subaru behind him seems to be a little bit cleaner. If he does touch him, he does let off a little bit. I've seen that a couple times now. It's this Swede that we're really paying attention with, because I think Jack knows that if he gets ahead of him, the guy might just take him out. I feel like he's thinking this is a Forza multiplayer lobby where you just kill anybody whenever and wherever. But it's not. This is a very competitive league. Yeah, see, that Subaru behind Jack he seems to be way more aware, have way better racecraft than the Swede does in front of him. So 3 liveries, all exactly the same car.
And our beautiful TRACKSVR livery.
And guys, we're the only orange and black car on the grid this time. Thank God. I don't have to try to find us through a multitude of like 15 orange and black cars like the F3s. So
and another thank you to Dario at V Designs for designing such a beautiful livery. Thanks, Dario. We love you.
Yes, major thanks to Dario. I do believe his Instagram is Dario V Designs or something, I think, and you guys can go check him out on there. If you guys do, he just did his first
iRacing livery, as far as I know, as well, or race room livery too. So he's really getting, even with the proprietary guys, he is getting a name for himself. So if you guys are out there and racing and looking to get an expert artist and craft master to do your liveries, we recommend Dario. He put this together in 2 days, guys. That's the time we gave him to do it.
Yeah, and he's in university too, so he's very, very busy, but he always puts, I think this is his passion. I think he'd really like to make liveries and stuff for a living. I know he's made liveries for real life race cars too. So that just goes to show you how good he actually is. So if you're in any competitive leagues on R Factor, iRacing, Race Room now, definitely go check him out. His prices are, to me, his prices are good for what you get. Like, and especially in the time frame that we gave him, the price was like amazing for what we got in the 2-day time frame that we gave him. So definitely go.
And we won't tell you what those prices are, but we'll definitely let him quote his own prices if anybody wants to go out there. But yes, he's been very friendly to us, and to a point where we wanted to talk about him and try and help him with some business. So
we got a Polizia car out in the dust there, and this blue and white Subaru behind Jack is getting fed up of being stuck behind him. He keeps flashing Jack with his headlights. He's you can tell he's getting a little bit angsty. He wants to get past Jack. Jack's doing a good job of making his car as fat as possible, just to keep him back there. As you can see, his headlights are on again. He's trying to get Jack to get out of his way. As they come around the corner, see those headlights are on. He keeps flashing Jack every so often. I think he's just left them on now just to make Jack go, yeah, I'm here. I'm still racing with you. Get out of my way.
He is racing really, really cleanly, though. I believe that's Pedro Gomez, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is Pedro Crulas Gomez. Yes. So I'm gonna say Mexican.
Well, it could be Portuguese, could be Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good clean race, good respectful race between these two. Oh, and the Swede has spun out. Jack is not going to have to worry about getting past him and getting taken out now. That puts Jack up into P20. He's up into P22. Where's Andrew? I don't know if Andrew got hit again, but he's back down into P16 after being all the way up into P13. There's Andrew right there. He's got all the Adrian Flux cars. I can't remember her name now. Ashley Sutton's car livery behind him. He's got two of them. And those are just stock liveries. Those are not custom liveries. There we go. Now we're on board with Andrew. It's hard to tell with some of the camera angles what car I'm riding on board with. He's got a good little group behind him. And he's chasing P15 at the moment, so... Oh, and he's on the mediums. I forgot. Yes, Andrew's on the mediums for this race, so he's going to be a little bit slower than all the other cars. The cars all behind him are all on... Everybody behind him's on soft tires. So he's really gonna have to manage his tires and just push. His tires will last longer than the soft tires, that is for sure. We're just under halfway through. We're 10 laps in. Andrew's doing a very good job. Colin is still sitting P10 at the moment, so he's still battling. Yeah, he's battling for 6th. Let's go up to, where is he? There he is, behind the wall, fighting with the blue and pink car, behind this pack, right there. So that pack in front of Colin is for 5th, 4th, 3rd, oh no, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. That Polizia car is in 6th. So this is the battle for 6th place right now. That must want to say that's one of Arcturus's teammates because the livery is exactly the same. It's just a different color.
Colin is trying to eat this guy for breakfast, man. He's really reeling him in here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the overtake attempted at least in the next couple of corners. Ooh,
big slide.
Yeah, big lock up in that corner.
Coming around corner 5 here. Yeah, this is Silverstone National, so there's only 6 corners. Very, very short track. Like I said, 59 seconds, 58 seconds for the really fast guys to take 1 lap. So very, very fast lap times in a car that is considered to be like half the speed of a Formula 3 car. So this battle for P8 is really heating up. They're kind of P7 and P6 are kind of breaking away a little bit. Oh, Colin with a little bit of a tap. Gentleman's rule, yep. Well done on Colin, let him go. It's going to lose him some time, but rather lose a little bit of time in the race instead of getting a penalty after the race and putting you farther back. That's how I've always looked at it. So
really see those brakes lighting up red. That's how hot they get in real life, and it's nice. The physics for R Factor 2, so we might as well make a shout out to R Factor 2. They supply the race simulation software that we use here at TRACKSVR. We think they have the best physics in the world, and that's just one of the reasons why. You can actually see the brakes light up like they do in real life.
As you can see on the main straight, as we go on board with Andrew there, those R Factor 2 signs are now glitched into the dirt. I don't know if a car jumped off a curb and landed flat on top of them or shoved them into the ground, but they are now half in, half out of the ground, which is not ideal, especially if you use them as braking markers, which I don't recommend because half the time they're never left in the same spot that they were when the race started. Usually want to pick something a little more stationary, like a wall or a curb. And here we go. Andrew is still in P16. Gonna throw it up the inside. Oh, that got a little bit dairy. Both Vauxhalls going wide. Andrew, yeah. A little bit of rubbing is okay. Nice and fair. Yep. Andrew's going to get pushed. No, he left him space. Very well done. Very respectful from that Vauxhall, giving Andrew the space on the outside. Drag racing down, start, finish straight. Andrew's got the outside line. That's the harder line to keep. Does a very well job. A very good job. Makes P15 stick. Now he's got to do the fight for P14. That yellow, what is it? What is that livery? This, what is it? I can't see it. The yellow and white car in front of him. That's P14. So
It's like DHL.
it looks like DHL, but it's not DHL. It starts with shredded wheat. That's what it is. It's a shredded wheat car. Oh, I love some of the liveries sometimes. They're so much fun. Good view of the TRACKSVR logo on top of those Subarus. Yeah, there you go. Clear shredded wheat.
Sometimes we like to shred our tires like shredded wheat.
Especially when you're racing for lap times. Yeah, you really push hard. That Jack's going to not catch on with a lot of people, I don't think. Andrew having a good battle here. Looks like Jack's in the battle for 23rd. He's in 23rd right now, but he's got a little bit of battle. Oh, car going way wide on turn 1. That's not the right line you want to be taking through that corner. Look, it's one of the Ford Focuses that he's battling with. I didn't realize it was a Ford Focus.
You said that at the beginning. There was a couple of Focuses. There's one of the Mercedes as well.
There's that Mercedes, yep.
Yeah.
That's
not
P13, Matteo Dentella. That's actually...
Ooh, he's going to reel him in here. I think he's going to go for the overtake probably next lap.
Yeah, he's just he wants to keep him in his sights. Yeah, get alongside, poke that nose in there, let him know you're there. Get the drag down the main straight here, coming into turn 6. There's that turn. Doesn't look like it, but it is a turn. That's turn 6. Now we're on the main straight. Drag race down turn 1. Andrew's going to stick with him around turn 1 and then the kink of turn 2. And then he's either going to try to pass him in turn 3 or wait and be patient and get the draft up to turn 4. Focus is a nice, it's front wheel drive and it's very planted around the corners.
Slips it back in behind, trying to get that draft. Oh yeah, I told you he was sniffing at the overtake.
The swerving back and forth. He's like, I want past. I'm surprised he hasn't used his horn yet. I haven't heard a horn. I want to go out there and yell at him to use his horn. Oh, he gets pushed onto the grass a little bit. I don't know if he got pushed or if he just turned in a little bit too much. Oh, now he's getting a bump draft from the car behind. That was nice of him. Okay, let's go back and ride on board. I'm going to go back and ride on board Jack for a second here. Actually, we'll wait till after turn 3, because that's when things get interesting. Turn 1, come all the way back over to the right. Turn in early for turn 3. Straighten that turn right out. Brake hard going into turn 4 or turn 3. And then power out as soon as you can. All the track. And then you see that train. Big train of slipstream. Now who's going to make the last move? Is Andrew going to try it again? No, Andrew's going to just hang tight. All right, let's go back. We'll just wait for this corner. We've already finished the whole lap. So just wait on board with Andrew for the rest of this lap and see what happens. A little bit of a slide there. That's going to lose him some time. And then power out down turn 6 onto the start finish straight going to turn 1. All right, let's go on board with Jack here. Let's see where he's at. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Well done. He's given himself some breathing room. He's got a 3-second gap to the car in front and a 3-second gap to the car behind. And he's sitting P23. So he's 7 or 8 spots. I can't remember where he started. 30th or 31st. He's 7 or 8 spots up from where he started. Those purple tires, I'm going to say this right now, do not go good with the orange livery. I don't like the purple walls on those tires. They don't go good with this livery. It just makes it look weird.
Yeah, the yellow stripe looks okay on the mediums.
The yellow
but,
stripes look good. It's just the purple. I don't know why they thought to go with purple, but all right. That's the mod's choice, I guess. We got some ghost livery glitches happening like we did in the first 2 races. Colin has made his way up into P9 now. Jack a little bit wide before turn 5. All is good. All is good. You can use all that green turf. Come out wide here. 2 tires over the curb. Yep. And then you really want to use all the curb on the exit, on the entrance and exit of turn 6 to come out onto the main straight. All right, let's go back on board with Andrew, see what's going on. He's still sitting behind. Which car am I on board with? I am on board with Andrew. Okay, good. Still sitting behind the shredded wheat car. Oh, there's a spin behind him. I'd hate to be the team manager of those 2 cars behind Andrew. Never be able to tell who's who. Same number, same car, same livery, everything. Oh, Andrew, a little bit of a slide going to turn 4. Oh, a little bit of a tap going to turn 5. Now it's going to be RG.
There he goes, yeah. Oh, nicely done. I think he's sticking it. Yeah, nicely
gets
done.
A little bit of a flash for the tap. Shredded wheat car was not happy about that move at all. It was very argy-bargy, but I mean, that's BTCC. That was actually a pretty clean. He's going to send it up the inside here. Yep. Shredded wheat is they are not happy wheat at this moment. They are very, very ticked off about that move, considering Andrew did give him a little bit of a bump going into the corner, let him have the corner, and then threw it up the inside. So I would say that's a pretty fair pass.
Not only are they shredded, but they're angry.
Yeah, he's still flashing those lights. He is not happy with Andrew at all. Andrew's got some breather room now, but he's going to be hard pressed. We got 2 laps. We have 2 laps left. The leader just crossed to start lap 21. And Andrew is just going to cross that time now. So the gap from Andrew to P1 is 6, 9, 10. It's about 30 seconds from Andrew to P1. So, and he's got a 5-second gap to P13. So as long as he can just push and push and push, he will definitely have a P14 finish unless he spins. Andrew doesn't usually spin unless he gets hit like he did in the last race twice. But this is gonna be a good race for him. Let's go on board with Colin for a bit here. There he is. In front of the Polizia car, behind the pink and the pink and blue car. Oh, big spin in turn 5. All right, Colin coming into turn 1. Let's see what happens. Yeah, every driver's been extending corner 1. I'm gonna be surprised if there's no penalties given for that, because everybody seems to be extending it by like 3 or 4 car widths, which I know is actually illegal in real racing. So we will just see what happens here. Very good corner by Colin. Looks like he's pulling distance on that police car behind him. Police cars, as we all know, are not usually the best race cars. Yes, they will catch normal cars in the real road, but they won't. They're usually not very good against race cars. They're not as nimble. So,
except Jack's Ferrari Crown Vic.
Yes, we do have the one and only Ferrari Crown Vic in the world here at TRACKSVR. So if you want to come down and see it, maybe get Jack to autograph you with the Ferrari Crown Vic signature, come down and see it because it's absolutely amazing.
Oh, Colin, nicely done.
With a much better exit, but that would be the end of
yes,
the race. So Colin finish. I'm gonna say he finished P9 because he did pass him after the start finish line. So I'm gonna say he finished P9. Andrew finishes P14, and Jack looks like Jack finishes P22. Looks like Jack finished P22. So well done, Andrew or Jack, with an amazing race. Let's see if he's still on track. I gotta try to find him. Where is he? I gotta find him. There's Jack right there. Yep. Spinning the tires for you guys. That was a very good race. Jack did very well. Andrew did very good, consider all things considered. And Colin did manage to gain back his 2 spots after his unfortunate slow start there. Oh, excuse me. But that was a very, very good race. Oh, excuse me. From all 3 drivers. Very well done. None of them, I don't think any of them got spin. Andrew might have, because he was up into P13 and then he was back down to P16. So he might have got spun. I'm not sure. While we're waiting to get Jack and Andrew's views on the races, I'm just going to say thank you so much to everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy the racing, if you enjoy the commentary, if you enjoy the streams, please like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow the channel, helps us get out to more people. I have been trying to get some of my race team, my ex-race team, I guess, to watch the stream, but because they're on such a different timeline than me, and they all have their own streaming schedules and stuff, sometimes they can't tune in. They may have today, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, guys, we really appreciate it. Shout out to FN40's podcast for sponsoring us. Definitely go check them out. They are awesome to listen to. It's one of the only podcasts I listen to. I'm not a big podcast guy, unless it's like commentary stuff. So definitely go check out the FN40s. Give Dario a shout on Instagram. I do believe it's Dario V Designs on Instagram. He's got all of his submissions and stuff on there, and definitely go check him out if you need liveries for R Factor 2 or iRacing or Race Room now. I know Howard's out there chatting with the drivers, giving them his congratulations, all that good stuff. I can see if I can get him on Discord too, yeah. We might get Colin on Discord, as you probably heard Howard say. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna get into the interviews here real quick after Andrew and Jack collect their thoughts, and they talk to Colin because they've been in comms with him during the race. So we'll see what happens there. And
a lot of chatter about if they want to drive like that, that's what they're gonna get.
So they're talking what they give is what they gonna get. So it's definitely going to be some interesting races coming up. Just so you guys know, the next race is July 6th, and we're going to Oulton Park, which Jack and Andrew actually raced in the F3. So familiar track, just different cars, different braking points, different racing style, all that good stuff. And we'll get into it. I'm just gonna see where Colin, because Colin is busy chatting. I'm just gonna see if I can get him into a call and get an interview with him and see what happens here. Since Jack is actually in the pits, we're gonna go straight to his car here. Oops. There we go. There's Andrew's car. We'll just ride over. We'll just sit here and look at Andrew's car here. Just yeah, there we go. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And Cliff, if you're watching, I don't know if you were, Cliff Vandevin, if you were watching, thanks for watching, dude. Really appreciate it. Good luck if you're racing in the next race, or Dennis Vandevin, if you're racing in the next race because the football isn't on or whatever. Good luck to you guys. You're both very good drivers, and it looks like you're very respectful. Considering Andrew had a very good race with the cup with both of you, and Jack, I think, had a good race with Dennis in the F3. So congrats to all the drivers out there. It really shook things up, and I think that's going to be a good thing for Andrew and Jack and Colin, because they're all going to learn that BTCC is a lot different than the stuff they're normally used to driving. But if you guys can give me a few minutes, I'm just going to figure some stuff out, and I'll get the drivers in here to give us their interviews. All right, guys. So I just got confirmation from Colin. He won't be able to do an interview as he has to work tonight. So he did some racing and now he's got to go to work. So we're gonna get We're gonna get Andrew and Jack in here. I'm gonna see if I can't get the replay file up. It's gonna be round 1-4, I think. Okay, it's not gonna be that. It'll be not this. Oh, this one will be race 2. All right, so we're gonna get Andrew in here, and we're gonna get his thoughts on race 2 for sure, because I know he wasn't very happy about that, and we'll just get his thoughts on race 1, because he had a good race 1, had a very unfortunate race 2, and then had a good drive for race 3, and then got spun or something. And then Jack had a wicked race 3, yes, wicked race 3. You're doing a really good race 2, Jack, and then you got spun out like Andrew did. So both of you having to deal with the BS that is drivers that don't know how to drive in a straight line. So we're just gonna let race 2 here load, and then we'll get Andrew in the seat, and we'll get his feedback on race 2. We just gotta find where his spins were. So you guys are gonna get live replay once it loads, because it's taking its sweet time.
Hello. This is Jack. When qualifying, I had a couple laps. None of them really that good. I probably should have done more pace, but I just couldn't hook it up for qualifying. You only get really 4 laps to try it out. First out lap was, my first hot lap was the one that ended up being my qualifying time. The second lap, I ended up spinning, and then that kind of compromised my tires for the last 2 laps. I ended up starting in the first race 33, which is okay. I'm not too hurt over it. And it's just fun to start in the back there, and you kind of have some work to do. And then the first race didn't get the greatest start. I was having trouble hearing the start times. I didn't know where to look for the lights. So I didn't get the greatest start. Lost a couple positions. Then one field crash. I gained a couple and lost a couple. And I think I finished right where I started that race in 31st.
I think you finished 30th or 31st. I think in the first 2 races. I can't remember. But other than that, I mean, you still finished above where you started, which is great, especially after you had a bad start, like you said, right? Lost a couple spots, and you gained all those spots back because, as we all saw, the racing crap that was going on. Race 2, you were having a really good race. You made it up to like P23 or P24, and then got spun. What happened, or do you even know?
In race 1, I ended up getting spun on the first lap, I believe, into the, I don't know what you'd call it, the hairpin. I don't remember the names of the corners at Silverstone. I probably should. But I ended up getting spun into there. I spinala, and then I hopped back on the track and started driving again and saw what I could do, right? I'm out there to have some fun, and I don't quite have the pace with these cars yet, but I think my racecraft is there, so I'm making these guys work for it when they're getting by me a lot of the time, right? But I'm not trying to make them work too hard, obviously, so they end up hitting me. But obviously, so many cars, and these cars understeer like crazy. Once, you start skidding, it's really hard to catch it. So, I'm not trying to point any fingers or anything. It was a lot of fun. I'm sure no one else was intending to hit me, but I did get hit twice in that first race, which set me back, then climb back up again a little bit, and vice versa. And then race 2, and the first race, actually, I was on mediums, so that it kind of sent me to the back of the class there, right? Race 2, I was on softs. Had a decent start. I think I got up to 24th or 23rd at one point, and then I ended up getting hit again in that race, and then that dropped me back quite a few spots, but I was still, I think, in 26th or something like that, but my car was damaged, so my wheel was tilted to the right the whole time, right? So going down the straights, I was losing a lot of speed, and that's where I was very compromised on the straights, because my car would start pulling to the right, and I'd have to pull it back to the left a bit, and my tires would lose contact for half a second, and then I've obviously lost a bit of acceleration, so a lot of people were getting me on the straight, and it was kind of just bringing it to the end of that second race. And in that second race at the start, I kind of noticed that the lap count timer in R Factor 2 would start running just when the race starts, right? So for race 3, I remembered that. And instead of trying to listen for the horns or look for lights off in the distance, I just watched that timer at the bottom, and I was able to get a really great start in the third race. I think I jumped 4 or 5 cars at the start. And then I was up in like 28th or 27th, and then the cars were hitting each other in front of me, spinning out, the usual. And I ended up making it by a couple of them like that. And then from there on, there's a bunch of guys behind me with a bit more pace than me, but, I'm on the track in front of them. I have position, so they have to get by me. And just tried to use the best of my racecraft, just to keep them behind me. And obviously, if a couple times they'd end up getting, start sticking their nose by me, all right, you got the position, right? I'm not gonna do anything dirty. We're having clean race, and once they start pulling by me, it's they have the position there. So I wanted to just utilize my racecraft, mix my pace, especially with these cars and on this track. Wasn't the best, but that's okay. It was more about just getting myself into a good position to capitalize on any retirements or people getting spun out, and I was able to do that in the third race, and I think I ended up finishing 22nd.
Yes, you did. It was definitely a P22 finish, which was insane because I looked down at my thing after like 2 laps, and was like, okay, we're worrying about Andrew right now. Then I'm gonna worry about calling for a lap, and then all of a sudden I look at the thing. I was like, go to Jack, go to Jack, go to Jack. He's all the way up in like P24, and that was like 3 laps into the race, and then you just stayed there. You actually didn't get taken out this time, and you stayed there. And then
Yeah, that was
I
nice.
think your worst nemesis, the Swede car, that all red one. I think he took you out in race 1 and race 2, and then he took himself out in race 3, and you just drove right past him. So
Yeah, that was
very well
satisfying.
done. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was interesting. I think we were a bit compromised on the space. I'm not too sure. I didn't really have any input into the setup. I usually leave that to Andrew and Colin. They're a lot more skilled at that than me. Colin's mentioning that we have to figure out why everyone had more top speed than us, and I think I noticed that as well down the straight. People were able to close the gap to me very easily, even though in the corner I'd pull away a little bit. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun race. I really enjoyed myself out there and just had a good time. And with the lack of pressure, it's a lot more fun just to go out there and do what you do and have a good time, right? And just, especially when you're not fighting for top spots, the pressure is really low. It's you're just trying to get a couple positions, get a little bit further up the order. I'll be happy if I manage a points finish at some points of the season with 40 cars and only 15 of them getting points. It's a uphill battle, but Colin and Andrew, they were fighting up a lot higher, so the pressure for them was on a lot higher as well. And but though they both did a great job and had some unfortunate incidents, but it was a lot of fun racing with them.
Yeah, you all did a very, very good job. Olton Park in a week, I think, because on the 6th, July 6th. So yeah, a week. So next Tuesday. Yep. So Olton Park, you've already done that track in the F3s. Now you're going to do it in BTCC. Completely freaking different. Any thoughts on how it's gonna go?
I think it's going to be a bit of a mess. I mean, Silverstone at least had lots of runoff space and for people to go off the road, but Olton Park is pretty much just grass on all sides of the road. So if you go off track, you're likely to spin or not be able to get back on track as well to use as you'd like to. But that means more opportunities for me. Barring me getting hit, other people having issues getting off track and tangling up with each other. This leaves the space open for me to get by and snag a position. And Silverstone, some of the turns were really tough in these cars, so I'm hoping Oulton, not as much understeer as I was getting in some of the corners, and we'll see how the track feels. And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I imagine it'll be probably another crazy race, but that keeps the fans entertained on the stream, and so that's awesome.
Yes, for sure. It keeps everybody entertained. I was every time we swapped cars, there was always a car off the track or spinning backwards or whatever. So it always made things a lot more fun and a lot more interesting to do. Congrats on your 3 races today.
Thank you.
A P22 finish at the end. That just shows you were getting used to the car and stuff. So come the next couple races, I'm sure you'll be getting in the points finishes. Come this time next round.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see. This is probably the most I've ever actually driven the car in one session. I had done a couple 30-minute sessions before with it, just playing around, see what I can do. But I find the best way for me to learn is to actually just go out there and race because other cars around you provides interesting situations where you have to learn how to drive around how the car feels, right, and it gives you a better understanding of how the car responds. So every race is a learning experience, and I'm hoping to build up for a better finish for the next one.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to it. Congrats. We're gonna get Andrew in here shortly. Any last words before you peace out?
Thanks to everyone watching the stream today. That was a lot of fun. I hope we kept you entertained at the very least. I know my dad, Howard, and Rick, they have some interesting commentary. I know I listen back to it. Certainly keeps me entertained and sometimes concerned, but it's all in good fun here, right? And that's what we're all about here at TRACKSVR, is having a lot of fun. So if you're looking to get some virtual racing and maybe get a taste of what you saw on the stream today, come on down and check us out. And have a great day, everyone.
Awesome, thanks, Jack. We're just waiting for Andrew to come in, guys. But like Jack said, thanks so much for watching. We really all appreciate it. The drivers, they especially appreciate it. They enjoy putting on the entertainment value for you guys, along with me and Howard. We like to entertain you guys too. It's even better when you guys come down here and actually race, because if we're not uber busy, I will usually commentate on what's going on in the drivers that are actually racing, so you guys can hear my commentary and you guys get to laugh along with us and all that stuff, and yell and scream at your friends if you're racing with your friends. So definitely come on down, check us out, and once again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, the F40s podcast, and Dario V Design for creating our liveries. Just waiting for Andrew, so I'm gonna go have a quick pit stop here, guys. I'll be right back in a minute or two. All right, guys. I got Andrew here now. He was just checking the replay files to see what happened with one of his crashes, one of his incidents. So we have Andrew here now to give us his thoughts on the 3 races. Andrew, I know you are frustrated and flustered after the last 2. Just give us your general thoughts on everything that happened in these 3 races.
Yeah, Rick, my thoughts are that the only thing that some of these guys should be driving are Ubers right now. Like, honestly, like, I got taken out, 2 or 3 times, not even in a turn, going in a straight line. Honestly, some of these guys are just unbelievable. They defend so hard. When you're alongside them, they'll just go on the normal racing line and just turn in and rub your door right off. And then as soon as anything happens that doesn't go their way, they're flashing their lights. Like, how could you do this to me? You're so unsporting. It's unbelievable. And I don't know if you caught it, but like the one guy in the yellow Focus, I forget his name right now, is it started with a K. Yeah, so he was a real gentleman driver and decided to hit me after the checkered. So yeah, just real sporting.
Yeah, no, we watched your battle with that. I think it was the shredded wheat car that you're mentioning, the yellow Ford Focus, where you were battling really hard, and we caught it on camera, or we caught it on stream going into turn 5. You stayed behind him in turn 4. Going to turn 5, you gave him a little bit of a tap to let him know you were there, and then he went wide and you went on the inside, and he pushed you off the track, and you just held your line, and he had to give it to you because he went off into the gravel and then flashed his lights, and we were like, that was a fair move, dude. Like, you guys rubbing his racing, and he didn't push you off and you didn't push him off. You just held your lines and went. So
yeah, no, he just
frustrating.
he braked too early is what happened. He braked too early, There's nothing I could do. I was on the brakes, and obviously he's crying about it right now and flashing his lights at me and hitting me after the checkered flag. So yeah, I'm not planning on seeing that guy for the rest of the season. I'm going to be at the front of the grid, not the back, and so I'm not going to have to learn his name or anything.
Yeah, good. That's a good attitude to have. I know you're frustrated as all hell, and I know you probably want to get out of here and just calm yourself down. Any final words or thoughts going into next week that you want to
I'm
share?
I'm pretty sure I'm the calm one here, Rick. I'm not the one hitting people after the checkered and flashing my lights.
I'm just saying, it's just the way you're just pacing back and forth. You're usually sitting down when we're having an interview. It just seems like you're a little bit on edge. But you did good today. All things considered, you did good. You still had a points finish, 2 races points finish. So I'm gonna call that a win for the first round. Next round, I know the gloves are off from what I've heard from the talking of the three of you. Gloves are off and no holds barred. So Alton Park next week. Lots of work to do. We know we can. You can keep up with these guys and hang out with them and all that stuff. Any final words to fans, sponsors, all that good stuff?
Yeah, just thanks to everyone watching, and the whole team here. Like, I don't know if anyone knows, but doing like streaming is a really it takes a lot of effort. So thank you, Rick. Thank you, Howard. Colin did a great job today. Stayed out of trouble and helped a lot with the setup. So thank you, Colin, and Jack as well. Great teammate as always. And yeah, and in terms of the racing for next round, if these guys want to race so hard, I'm game. I don't have a problem with that, but don't cry at me afterwards.
Yeah,
Like if you're gonna do shit,
if you
if you're gonna do shit, get ready to take it.
Exactly. Yep. If you can't stand the heat, get the hell out the kitchen. Thanks, Andrew. Well raced today, dude. Even though all things considered, thanks for racing, and we will look forward to seeing you take the gloves off for next week.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. I know Howard's got a couple final words here after he gives his little shout outs. We're going to call the stream quits here for today, but thank you so much for everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. Today was our highest viewed video or stream, so please keep it up. We would love to have you guys out more often. We're going to be streaming all these events, so definitely come hang out with us and watch the drivers kick some mad ass out there. So I'll leave it to Howard to give his final words, and I'll kick us off.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. Thanks so much to our fans. Guys, we're increasing our number of watches. Let people know. Send links to them. It's an interesting thing to do while you're at work. No, if you have that kind of job where you can sit on and watch YouTube videos, all the time. We get to do stuff like this, so we get to watch YouTube videos because we're watching ourselves. This is it's a lot of fun for us, but it is hard work. So thanks so much for the recognition from everyone. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. That was a fun race. I had super fun today. If you guys are on our social media, you saw the pictures. We all got big, huge smiles, man. We have fun down here at TRACKSVR. I invite all of you, any of you, to come down, check us out. If you haven't driven here before, try us out. TRACKSVR, virtual racing, real fun. The only other thing I have to say is we love you all. Take care.
Awesome. Well said, Howard. Thanks again, everybody. We really appreciate you guys viewing. Thanks again to our sponsors, F&40's Podcast, and thank you to... And thank you. Did you mute the mic? Okay. All right. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. And thanks to Dario for creating our liveries. We really appreciate it as always, dude. It's very fantastic. They always come out great. We'll see you guys next week, same time, 1 p.m. on July 6th. We're going to Alton Park for 3 races in these cars. Like you heard Andrew say, gloves are off, all no holds barred. We're gonna go kick some ass. Yeah, we will see you guys then. All right, peace.